Helen Lee said, no, Sweet Tea said, Helen Lee husband, Dr. Damon, cheated on her. And remember that episode that season with Mariah when she was like, I got the receipts, baby. You want the receipts? I got the receipts, baby. Apparently, back then, she had the receipt that Dr. Damon was cheated on Helen Lee. But if you hear Helen Lee tell it, girl, no, girl, my husband's faithful. Now, I cannot stand Helen Lee. Her mama named her Heavenly. She should have named her Helen Lee. However, I cannot stand a husband that cheats on her husband, her wife, his wife. Allegedly. At the end of the day, you signed a contract, a vow to be faithful to this woman, to forsake each other, everybody else. This is why I don't want these new creative vows. I don't want them. I don't want them. I want them old-time vows that speaks of everything, forsaking everyone. There's just 3 of us in this marriage. 5 of us. Me, you, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. All 3 is one. But at the same time, I had to be honest with myself and say, can we wrong Dr. Damon? Because Helen Lee is like a barracuda. She's like the devil's daughter. Okay? Helen Lee, girl, she's terrible. Hold on, Lex Van just came on. Hold on. But at the end of the day, cheating on your husband or wife is wrong. See, all these, he cheated on me. Is you married? Did you sign the paper? But anyways, hey cousins, I am wearing my Hey Cousin shirt. I finally got it. I think I don't like that it's slow. I think I'm going to have them move it up a little bit. What y'all think? But anyways, I absolutely love you. I adore it. I miss you guys yesterday, but I had a lot of stuff to do. Cousin, both of my kids were under the weather yesterday. I had to take them both to urgent care, girl. Yes, Lexi woke up with a pink eye. Okay, little Mike has been hacking and coughing and carrying on. You know they can't go to school. They're coughing. Like those stupid school nurses. Kids choke on milk and lunch, and they say, oh, you need a doctor's note tomorrow. Yeah, if the kids are coughing, they cannot go to school without a doctor's note, which is, I don't have a problem with it, because if your child is sick, I don't need your child coming to school possibly infecting my child. So every time they're coughing to the point where, okay, it's too much, and the over-the-counter stuff didn't work in 24 hours, we go into urgent care. Okay, so that's where I was. But both of my babies are good today, and they're on their way to school. I absolutely love you. Listen, if you want to pick up your Hey Cousin t-shirt, it is linked below, along with another one I am working on called Whoa Man. Oh my God. I love it. So thank you for those of you, and welcome to all of our new cousins. We have so many people. I have to do a lot to say hey, y'all. Hey. I absolutely love you and adore you. Thank you for those of you who picked up my books and signed up for 23 Types of Guys You Might Meet. And I don't have my mouse this morning, so I won't be doing too much scrolling, because I just cannot. But thank you for those of you who has picked up 23 Types of Guys and sign up for the My Husband Profile course. Begins April 6th. And Dayton's for Data is coming very soon. But I have samples for both of them linked below. So if you have not gotten your sample, the link is below. It's free. It's a free sample ebook for you to read, so you can get ready for the book itself. Okay. So if you don't know what's going on, let me just catch you up. I don't really watch Married to Medicine anymore. I used to watch, but I just don't think it's a good idea to have your marriage out where people can comment on it all the time. I just don't think your marriage should be a public display for everybody to have something to say about your marriage. I think that your marriage is sacred. And I just don't think you should be talking about people's marriage all the time. Okay. So, they have these shows and I can't, I just cannot. Even though I know what's going on, I'm in the groups where the cousins are talking about it, but I just can't with the shows, with the marriage. I just cannot. So I'm just going to catch you up on what's going on. Like I said, I don't watch, but I keep, I keep up. Okay. So, that Dr. G and Quad got a divorce. Apparently Quad didn't want to have kids, and she basically, people believe, and I think I believe it too, married him as a come up. And so brothers, if you want to have children, make sure this woman really, really, really want to have children. I felt like she said she wanted to have children. Quad said she wanted to have children. But in the end, she really didn't want to have children. And brothers, if you get married and she's not ready to have babies in a year, divorce her today. Divorce her quickly, okay? Let me say that again. Because I know people lie, right? That's one of the things a lot of women deal with men lying. But that's how you have to learn how to get the data. If you want to have children, for the brothers, when you meet a woman, listen to her carefully. What is she saying about children? What is she saying about her body? Is she saying, I don't want to mess up my body? Is she saying kids are too expensive? Those kids are bad. Listen carefully to what she says about children. And that will kind of let you know, does she want to have kids? That's how my husband knows. I loved my daughter. I talked about having more children. I wanted to have more children. A woman who loves kids and want to have more children, she's going to talk about it like every day. If she's not talking about kids, is not talking about she can't wait to have a baby, then you know she's not the one for you if you want to have children, okay? Now, don't get married young. I say in your 20s, just don't. Because in your 20s, I think people should be learning, traveling, enjoying your life, building, becoming established, figuring out who you are. I do not think 21-year-old, 22, 25-year-old should be getting married. You should be traveling, going to school, getting whatever degrees you want to get. Men should be becoming established so that in your 30s, you can really start to settle down and get you a wife that really wants to get married. I think a young woman should be ready to get married at 28, okay? Brothers, understand that as women, we do have a clock, okay? If you wants to get married and you are dating a woman in her 30s that could possibly want to get married to have children, I need you to understand that there might be some issues and you need to ask the right questions, okay? But if she ain't talking about babies and want to have babies, and she talking about don't want to mess up my body, you already know she's not going to want to have no kids with you. And if you get married, and I give her a year, I think every marriage should give each other a year to get pregnant. If a year later she is not ready to get pregnant, divorce her. Because you're going to end up like Quad and Dr. G, where you've wasted your whole time with a woman who don't want to have kids. Granted, I don't remember what the discussion was like. I feel like she said she wanted to have kids, but she wasn't ready at that time. This is why I don't think you should get married unless you are ready to have children. So if you want to get married, but you're going to be ready to have kids in 5 years, absolutely not. It is ridiculous. And this is why I am against 20-year-olds and 20s in getting married. With the exception of a young woman who's about 28, 29, 30. Because by 28, 29, 30, boo-boo, you should already gotten the degrees, traveled the world, see the world, and you should be ready to settle down. Man in his 30s, he should be already established, got the money going. He has savings, investments, retirements, all of that. He should be ready and established by the time he's 35. So Dr. G wasted his time with Quad, who didn't want to have a baby and mess up her body. Ladies, I don't care what the feminists told you. You were created to have babies. If you choose to have a baby. Messing up your body, if you want to have a baby, you going to have a little bit of stretching, except for me. I have no stretch marks, darling. My doctor was like, oh my God, at 37, no stretch marks. I was like, no, honey, black don't crack or stretch. Okay. Sweet Tea, I got a problem with her. She jumped in Dr. G's DMs with a baby emoji. I do not like women who shoot their shot. You're a pick-me-sha. You are desperate. And he didn't run you down, you ran him down with a baby emoji. I got a problem with that. So on the show, well, Dr. Helen Lee and Sweet Tea's going at it. And Sweet Tea says your mama is in hell. And I was like, well, if Helen Lee mama was anything like her, it's a possibility Helen Lee mama went to hell. Well, honey, Dr. Helen Lee is going to talk about Sweet Tea uterus. I got a problem with that. I have a problem with Black women shaming other Black women when it comes to our uterus bodies, especially when it comes to fertility, because we know as Black women, there are a lot of issues that we face as women as a whole, but especially as Black women, because I don't want to say the health care is not available, because I think healthcare is available. I was 16. I was on Medicaid. I got my pap smears. I just hate that Helen Lee, a professional doctor and a Black woman, is talking about Sweet Tea uterus because she possibly might have, what's that word? I forgot what the word is. Some people did come to her defense. Now, let me just say, because I went through the whole process to do IVF. When I did my pap smear, as I said, I had a baby at 16, right? It started out as pap smears. So my daughter's 30 in August. So this has been 30 years. It started out as pap smear every year. Then they went to every 3 years. Then it went back to every year because there's a lot of women was getting cancer. And then they went back to every 3 years. Okay. So I just did my pap smear with my new doctor, my old doctor. She's been my doctor since 16. She moved away. She retired and moved away. My doctor do my pap smear and she checked your body with her fingers and she said your walls are fine, feels normal, so on and so forth. I went through the whole process of IVF with the exception of the insertion because we wanted to have another baby and we were not getting pregnant. And the doctor says, if you're trying by yourself for 6 months, there is no baby, then you need medical intervention. So we started going to get the tests. They had to test me to see if I had fibroids. Thank God I had none. They had to test my fallopian tubes, test my husband semen, seeds, testament. And the doctor that did the fallopian tube, where he puts the dye up, right? You're laying on the bed. He puts the dye and he jumped back. And I was like, what? He was like, you're fine. Look, it went right through. He's this tall. And what he said was, as women, you know, they ask you a question. Are you feeling any issues? How's your period? Is it normal? So as women, if you pay attention to your body, you know when something is wrong, with the exception of, do you have a blockage? Fallopian tube, it's not flowing through, or your eggs. But anything else, you will have symptoms. You're hurting that time of the month, so on and so forth. So when Helen Lee, Helen Lee did say, if you go to the doctor, you have pap smear, you should have known there is an issue. So for the brothers that are dating for marriage and you don't have children and you want to have children, these are some honest discussion you need to have with the woman you're about to marry. And you need to go to the doctor's appointment with her. Because I went to the doctor's appointment with my husband to make sure that the little sailors were sailing. Apparently they stopped sailing after we got married. They had little Michael. They were still sailing, but not as strong as it was supposed to be. And so, we went. The only thing that was supposed to happen was for them to put in, and then my husband was like, no, let's not do this, because I was traumatized because this Becky doctor did a test insertion on me without medication, and I was traumatized, and my other doctor called and reported her, and my husband was like, nope, we're not going to do that. So, because I think as women, we like to, we especially for Christian women, we have this, God's going to do it. But if you have issues and you have issues and there might be a possibility of you not being able to have children, I think that is an honest conversation you need to have with the man. And if there are issues, you need to say, and especially with Dr. G, he wants to have a child. So hopefully Sweet Tea will be able to get pregnant and have a baby for Dr. G. My heart goes out to him, because a man that really wants to have children. There's so many fatherless children out here, but when you have a man that really wants to have a children, then he wastes his time with quad. So Sweet Tea got on her Instagram, and she was like, Dr. Helen Lee told me when Mariah said she got the receipts, she believed Mariah because Dr. G has been unfaithful to her, allegedly. So Helen, you sitting up here acting like your husband ain't cheated. And let me just say, my doctor, I love her. She told me something that revolutionized my life. She said, when I got married, she was at my wedding, let me explain something to you. Don't think because you got married now, you shouldn't continue to do your blood work and Pap smear. She said, you don't know how many Christian women that I've had to sit right here and say, Miss So-and-so, you have HIV. And she said, those women swore up and down that their husbands were not cheated. So she said, well, how did you get it? Are you cheating on your husband? And she said, unless you are with your husband 24/7, 365 days of the year, you don't know what he's doing. I said, what did you say? Why didn't I think about that? So as wives, we can swear up and down he ain't cheating. But unless you're with him 365, 24/7, girl, you don't know. The sun shining through my window. So to protect yourself, get your blood work done every year. Let me close my blind. Get that blood work done. Get it done. I remember we came back early from my honeymoon because I was itching. And I called her. I was like, I need to come see you. I am itching. I said, I think he gave me something. She was like, Janice, he didn't give you anything. I tested you. I tested both of you. I took him up to my doctor. We agreed. The doctor's coming in the room and give us both the results. You're not going to have nothing in secret, telling me nothing in secret to find out you got something. She was like, he didn't give you anything because I tested him. He don't have anything. And it was that I was allergic to the synthetic thing, something, the thing, lube. Okay. But she said, unless you are with that man 365, 24/7, you don't know what he is doing. So you continue to get your test and you continue to get your blood test and you continue to pray and believe God. And the truth is, he don't know what I'm doing. He know I'm at work. He know he dropped me off at work, but he don't know if I stayed at work. So then, because it letting us know that Dr. Damon has been cheating on Helen Lee for years. And guess what, girl? Allegedly, He cheats with Becky's. According to the cousins in the streets, honey, Dr. Damon love Becky's. And it makes sense because after you with the Barracuda, after you with the Barracuda, it makes sense he cheats with Becky's. Allegedly. Look at her lip. And remember that time when she said she hit him in the frying pot? I think Dr. Damon is scared of Helen Lee. That man is scared of her. She is scared of for his life. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen now that allegedly it has come out that Dr. Damon has cheated or has been cheating on Helen Lee. Are you still going to deny it? Again, my heart goes out to Helen Lee. I can't stand her. And she's one of those people that should fall off the face of the earth. But at the same time, as a wife, my heart goes out to her because I just cannot imagine me hearing that my husband has been unfaithful to me. And they've been married for 30 years. But it's crazy how Helen Lee's always up in everybody's business, but you're not telling us your business, Helen Lee. Tell us what Dr. Damon is doing. But she's not going to do that. I hate that microwave. It just makes alerts when you don't open the door. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's so? Is Dr. Damon cheated? I believe it. I mean, she's that type of that woman that you just need a break from her. He probably don't even do nothing. He probably just be going over somebody's house, laying in the bed just to have some peace away from Helen Lee because she's such a terrible woman. But at the same time, she is a married woman and a married husband is supposed to keep his marital vows. I absolutely love you, my darlings. Let me know what you think. I have so much stuff to talk to you guys about, but I've just been really, 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 really busy. Mwah! Love you. I'm going to talk to you later. Let me know what you think about Helen Lee and Dr. Damon and the Barracuda. Oh, my Lord. Love you, love you, love you, love you. And what do you think? Do you think Sweet Tea knew she couldn't have children or she have health issues with her uterus? And I just hate that Helen Lee talked about the girl uterus on national TV. It's just awful. All right. Love you, darlings. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye.